Chaos in La Paz. Storm and overflows in the streets sow fear and drag away cars.
Que se suban a la acera, viejo.
In Bolivia, it is currently raining like never before in decades. On Thursday, the Huayñajahuira River burst its banks in La Paz, causing severe flooding.
Casi se lo lleva, más bien es pelado.
Se lo ha llevado.
Se lo ha llevado.
No injuries were reported. The Bolivian government has announced its intervention in La Paz, a city affected by rains and floods, after declaring an emergency. President Luis Arce reported that technical and logistical resources will be deployed to assist the affected population. The Joint Command for Response to Adverse Events, CICRE, is prepared to mobilize heavy machinery and around 3,000 troops in the affected areas.
Qué mierda, que ya no pasen por ahí, viejo, deben cerrarlo.
Aquí ya salió. Salió de control, ¿no?
The mayor's office has called a meeting of the municipal council to coordinate efforts and resources in the face of the consequences of the intense rains. The recent rains have mainly affected the Department of La Paz and the city of the same name, causing several rivers to overflow and cause significant material damage. La Paz's vulnerability to precipitation is due to its geographic location, where numerous rivers converge descending from the surrounding mountains. Currently, a red alert from the National Meteorology and Hydrology Service, Tsunami, is in force due to the flooding of the rivers in La Paz and in the Amazon department of Pando. The city of Cobija in Pando also faced a recent flood that forced the evacuation of several families as the water level reached 17 meters. The Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean CAF has announced a donation of $250,000 to Bolivia to support the attention to the consequences derived from the rains and floods. Since the start of the rainy season last November, 49 deaths and 39,814 affected families have been recorded in the 9 departments of the country. Peace does not come from fear. A heavy rain, accompanied by an electrical storm, once again caused fear in residents of several neighborhoods in the southern part of the city. They have reported the overflowing of rivers in several streets and avenues. Areas such as Calacoto, Achumani, Aranjuez, Coda Coda, and Amor de Dios, among others, were once again affected by rainfall, accompanied by hail. Several vehicles that were circulating in those sectors were damaged. Preliminary reports from the La Paz mayor's office indicate that the most significant cases were due to the flooding of the Achumani and Huayñajahuira rivers, which presented pulsating waves. Arequipa Avenue, in Calacoto, has also been compromised. A statement from the La Paz commune asked the population to take precautions and not approach or travel along Costanera Avenue or roads surrounding rivers in the city due to overflows. The mayor of La Paz, Ivan Arias, asked the population not to leave their homes and understand the measures taken. I ask people, please, if we cut off traffic, it is because it is raining, it is not to bother. It is to prevent this disaster from happening. People protest, they get angry, he began by saying. He also targeted school establishments directly. He criticized principals for letting students go before the storm. I don't understand the directors. We have learned that with such a storm, they have told the kids, go home. How can that be? Stop them. I ask the citizens not to go out. However, the sudden flood surpassed a vehicular bridge, and although the worker tried to escape, the water reached him and dragged 3 other cars in its path. Videos on social networks where they went viral show various angles of the moment when the river overflows. Local media reiterate that the sudden rise in the river's flow caused it to overflow, practically claiming the life of a worker. The flow of the river was so great that it swept away 3 vehicles in its path. The above happened during the afternoon of Wednesday, March 20, 2024. Heavy rains caused severe flooding that left damage in La Paz, the capital of Bolivia, where the storms destroyed homes, businesses, and several cars. The sudden flooding of a river in the southern area of La Paz swept away people, cars, and even some informal stands in the city. The overflowing of a river also swept away 3 vendors as well as 2 children while they were in some stalls near 8th Street and the bridge that leads to the La Florida area. The woman lost her balance and fell due to the impact and force of the water, as did the other 2 ladies who accompanied her, along with 2 little ones who fortunately were unharmed but who did get a big scare due to the moments of terror they experienced.